leaving the beach. Sometimes you gotta take time out to enjoy, just to have peace. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna give you a backstory to how this beach was actually segregated back in the day. And I had a family member to tell me a story about how they changed that. So I'll give you the backstory in a minute. Let me get out of here. So I'm put my seatbelt on, ready to get out of here. Like I said, I was sitting there for a while and say, let me just show a little bit of the beautiful ocean here. Which I rarely come to. But I was down this way, so I figured, let me come check it out. And then when I was sitting there thinking, meditating and talking to God and stuff, I said, oh, let me tell the story about my cousin shared with me about how this beach, like I said, seen the water. Let me just show this to you. This is part of the beach. Yeah, you see some people are here. Some people are here, they're sitting, waiting for the sun to rise. And so yeah, I had a family member share with me, right, the backstory to how, because back in the day, when my mom was growing up. Mom grew up here in the city, and when they were growing up, blacks weren't allowed on this beach. Blacks weren't allowed on this beach. They had to go to another city, another neighboring city close by, to go to the beach. And so one day they were, a bunch of guys, some of them were football players, and because back then, a lot of this area was see, this is the start of the beach right here. Let me show you. This is the start of the beach. You see there's a hotel right here, a hotel on the left side of the street. It's pretty much like kind of like a mini South Beach. And if you ever heard about South Beach, you're familiar with South Beach. This is kind of like a mini South Beach. A lot of restaurants, a lot of clubs. So anyway, on the other side of the tracks, other side of the streets, like avenue, it's an avenue where they had the people the whites were on one side and the blacks on the other side. So they weren't allowed to come this far to the beach. So one day they were all sitting around. And one of the guys said, hey, let's go to the beach. And so, his friends, buddy was talking about, thought he was joking, thought it was a joke, thought he was kidding. And he said, no, I'm serious. Let's run over the bridge now. You hear that sound. But he said, no, I'm serious. I'm serious. Let's go to the beach. And so they got up and they walked down, and got in the can't walk down because the beach is not too far from everything. Maybe like a 15 minute walk from the area where everybody used to live at. But now it's like, it's times have changed. But anyway, so they walked down to the beach, and when they got there, it was a bunch of people there swimming and stuff. But when they got in the water, it's sad. But when they got in the water, everybody left. All the white people that were in the beach, they left. And so a little while, and I heard the story. And I'm telling what's gonna happen before he even telling me. But he was like not too long after that, the police came and told him, somebody called the police and told him and said, the police told him, said the beach was closed. And so they told him they had to leave. And so he was like, it was like, say okay. So they start walking out. But one of the guys was kind of defiant, and he was he looked back and he said, I just want to make sure that the beach is closed and nobody else get in the water. So they left, and So they were walking home, and some people, once they got almost home, some guy, young man, came by in the truck and rode by and started throwing stuff at him and telling him to stay out the beach. Stay out the beach. And so one of the guys got a hole, a guard into one of those holes, and chased him with it. Ran after the truck. And so the father, one of the kids, one of the boys, was a Marine police. I guess back then they had patrol the Marinas or whatever. So he came down. He had his gun on the side of his holster or whatever, and he said, "Which one of you guys chased my son's truck or something?" And the guy would say, "Well, your son came down here over in this area." So this is the street I was thinking about. That used to be a nice little ice cream spot right there. Right there. Anyway, you can't see it, but yeah, I'm crossing over the section now. But yeah, this used to be an all black area, but now it's, like I said, things have changed. But anyway, you see, that wasn't. I'm in a car, but that was a short little ride. But it's not too far of a walk either. I've walked numerous of times down to the beach from my mom's house. But anyway, so the guy was like, which one of you guys chased my son's truck? He told him what had happened. And so the following day, this was all during the summer. So the following day, they went down to the beach again, and so they were getting ready to leave the beach. They went, hung out for a while, and at this time it was more people had decided to come with them. So like maybe 10, 15 people went, and so on the way home, some two boys, I guess they were from Tennessee. And so one of the boys kicked one of the guys that walking home. I forget their name. It gave me, my cousin gave me their names, but I forget all of their names. I don't want to. I'm just telling the story. But anyhow, he kicked one of the boys, and he kicked one of the boys, and the boy that he kicked, he was a fighter, and so he did. It's like bum bum bum. Beat the guy up after he kicked him, and so they ended up locking him up. And so when they locked him up, this city had a lot of black business owners, and one of the business owners, he owned a funeral home. He was very prominent in change in this city, but he went and bailed him out. And so when he went to court, back then, they had certain sections like in the movies, but certain blacks will sit on top and whites will sit on the bottom. But here, all the blacks were sitting down on a lower level, and there wasn't that many white people in there. Because, like I said, these guys were from Tennessee, so it wasn't like some people from there they kicked the guy. It was somebody from out of state, and anything about the South, they feel like they're entitled. They're entitled to do certain things, But anyhow, they kicked them and they went to court. And so when they went to court, they told the judge what happened. And so, and they asked the guy who kicked them, he actually testified, and he said, yeah, I kicked that nigger, but he hit me so fast, I thought it was a prize fighter. So the judge put his head down to avoid the laughter, avoid people seeing him laugh, and he dismissed the case. And so after he dismissed the case, that story, people in the city heard about what had happened, and so they first it was, like I said before, it was 10, then it grew to like 10, 15, 20. And then the following day, it grew more. It started gaining momentum. And so after a while, they couldn't stop blacks from going on the beach. And so blacks have been going on the beach ever since. So even though back then, you know, they started going, and then once they were able to go, it kind of died down. Even to this day, you rarely see people go, but at least we're allowed to. These people can't say we can't, because now we're allowed to go. And my cousin was part of that change. So, hope you appreciate that story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, share if you want to. And hope you enjoyed the story. You know, change starts with a handful. It started with a handful of people. This decided one day this to go, and it turned into a movement. And I'm glad that I heard that story, and I'm glad I had a family member that was involved in that change for this city. So y'all be safe, y'all be blessed. I'm out. Peace.